Out. Rider.
Uninvolved.
Out. Rider.
Uninvolved.
I gotta talk about Nicki Minaj.
Alright, you go
I'm gonna go on my
I don't
mind.
need to see it.
I'm gonna have Al actually describe the show because he's Catholic and he can describe this very well.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know.
Let me just break
Alright.
this. I gotta say my piece about Nicki Minaj.
Sure.
Prior to yesterday, I actually had a plan on physical paper on how I was gonna woo Nicki Minaj and make her the next Mrs. Honorbach. This is how traumatizing this performance is. Like I am not kidding you. Like this thing I had for I liked everything about her, like what she did, how she handled herself, that cute little video, those weird faces she made. Like she's a weird, quirky chick, but I had a plan of action in place to get me some Nicki Minaj. Like I was very pro Nicki Minaj, right? And then this shit comes out where she's all of a sudden offended that she's cute, and so now here's where I'm gonna let Al
Sure. So you know, you'll never see a Grammy Award-winning performance of somebody making fun of Jews. You'll never have a Grammy performance of them making fun of Muslims, right? But God, if you gotta sell some fucking records, you gotta make fun of Christians, right? And it's like, really, seriously, you know, it's funny when South Park does it, and trust me, I laugh as much, and I'm not a religious person, I'm not a very religious person, I was raised Catholic, my mom's religious, you know, but it's like, it really is just because all they're trying to do is to manufacture controversy, right? And of course...
But it was confusing, you don't even understand what that controversy was.
No, it basically showed, all it was very simple, is she stole Lady Gaga's shtick, right? We're not gonna go up there and be beautiful, we're gonna be ugly. So she wore a down to the floor dress, you know, like all, you know, not, you know, she did this montage of like mirror on the wall, and then with the montage to The Exorcist, like that's new and original 70s horror movie, which was belabored and too long, right? And it goes into this I would be kind to call it a song, right? It was probably, he kind of alluded to Rhinestone Cowboy. The Rhinestone Cowboy song that he performed, this Alzheimer guy, you know, right? I forget the guy's name.
Glenn Campbell.
Glenn Campbell. You know, there was more musicianship in that performance than anything that she did, you know, and it was like, okay, so
she went out of her way to not only make herself look as bad as possible, but to make the music sound as
it wasn't even music.
She tried to make an offend every sense possible.
But there was no message to be offended.
Like the only thing to make it more offensive, she started farting on us individually, so she can offend our sense of smell.
Actually, if she lit a fart, I'd probably like it better. No, but I'm serious. So you know, so I'm like, okay, so you're trying to be sacrilegious, okay? Wow, like that hasn't been done before, Madonna, you know. So you can't. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, if she went into like a prayer cover, you know, after she went through this monstrosity of whatever she did with noise on stage, you know, it might have been something. If she pulled it out, like the whole thing didn't flow very well. And you kind of got, okay, you're going to have like monks and like priests and cardinals.
But they were praying. Was it anti-Christian? I was so confused.
I know, exactly.
Because it busted out into a... I'm like,
is
this religious?
Yes,
or is this anti-religious? Or are you is this an exorcist like thing? Like,
it went from that, exactly. So long story short, it sucked. And you know, there was a point though where you almost thought it was going to bust into a real song. And then they went into Beethoven's, I think, Ode to Joy, or something like that. Like it was like it didn't go into anything discernible of a pop song, which is what she's supposed to be there to sell, right?
And she went out of her way to sing as badly as possible.
Oh, and I wouldn't even call it singing. I mean, she basically was rapping against what was.
And she usually raps cute, and she raps weird.
It wasn't.
It's weird voice she's got, but that was just too much, right?
It was just garbage.
And I am so offended by if you're her manager and you're listening to this, because I know it's gonna come up, Nicki Minaj, right? You're gonna tag whatever. So if you're an asshole. And you deserve to be fired. I'm very pissed off.
Nobody should have let her done it.
Exactly. If it was her idea or your idea, I don't give a fuck. There needs to be some QC. There needs to be some quality control and letting that. And so here's what really pisses me off is even on the red carpet, she she made it a point not to be attractive. And if you are an attractive person, you need to realize that you are a blessed human being.
Yeah.
Right? If you are an attractive person, you are lucky, and you're a blessed human being. And to say, fuck you because you like me, I'm attractive, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Well,
right? That's
well. Let's just be honest, right? You wouldn't be there to then try to be ugly, right? If you didn't have this whole package in the first place, right? Lady Gaga tried to do that, thing where you try to be as weird as possible, right? And not be about a certain type of beauty, right? Because that was Lady Gaga's shtick. So,
but
it was.
Nicki Minaj is not Angelina Jolie hot. It's not like she's struggled her whole life because guys keep hitting on her.
Right.
I guarantee you she was maybe even less than normal until a stylist came up to her and made and
basically all of this is, and that's why we don't need to belabor this fucking conversation. It's all about her trying to get attention, right? And it's like, and it had nothing to do about the music and everything about it. So, but this is funny. So she basically rips off, like she tried to out Lady Gaga without being musical about it. And so as soon as she's done, and Lady Gaga doesn't win Album of the Year because she was the second to last performance. So it was Nicki Minaj. It was Album of the Year, and then it was Paul McCartney encore, end of show. So here's Lady Gaga having to sit through because she didn't perform, she didn't present, right? She's sitting there having to watch somebody take her shtick, right? She sits front row. Then they announced that she didn't win an Album of the Year, so she storms out. So she gets up, before Paul McCartney, Beatle, on paper, you show some respect, obviously, to...
She gets up, immediately?
She got up immediately after she didn't win, and she stormed out, because she's like, she couldn't take somebody ripping off her stick.
She ditched the red carpet.
She stuck in with it. So long story short, it was a night of amazing performances that exceeded all expectations on all levels, really. Except for that one, which was, in the 3 Grammys I've attended in person, that was the worst performance I saw. And we're talking like reeling out Pine Top Perkins in the pre-telecast. A man that's 95 years old who barely can still play the keys was still better and more musical and more of a thing to see than what Nicki Minaj.
It was just offensive, and she went out of her way to offend us.
Yep.